Hi everybody, this is Rebecca again, and today I wanted to talk to you about scheduling and how we do our schedule, and a little bit about the process we went through to get to where we're at today. So the first thing we started off with when we started homeschooling was a curriculum called My Father's World, and it is a fabulous curriculum, and my friend was using it, and I didn't want to have to dig through thousands and thousands of different types of curriculum with starting off. I wanted to use something that was a good curriculum that I know I had support with in my community and something that I know is good. So I just went ahead and got what she got. And it is a fabulous program. And we did kindergarten and first grade with My Father's World. After that, I realized that the schedule that came along with it was stressful for me. And it wasn't the curriculum itself. I thought it was loaded full of really great stuff. And some people are really good at modifying their schedules or the curriculum schedules to work with them, but I just don't think I had enough practice on figuring out how to do that, and so I struggled. Now, let me show you an example of that. I do have My Father's World here, and if you have ever used it or whatever, it is, or if you are interested in it, my friend was a very type A personality. She loved having the schedule, and here's a copy of it. I'm going to bring it up. So as you can see, it's grouped into 5 weeks. It looks like there's nothing going on Monday on this week, or 5 days a week. And the subjects are down the side, and things are laid out per page numbers. So it gives you the book, what book you need to be reading, and it gives you the page numbers, and it just kind of follows itself all the way down throughout the school year, which is really, really great that they have done all that. I got stressed out just because of my personality, that if we got behind on a day, because I wanted the flexibility to go do something else, to help out a friend if we needed to take a day off or 2 days off. And then it got stressful because when we came back to school, I was behind. And at the kids' ages of kindergarten, first grade, I was behind, but I didn't think that that was necessary at that age. So we went through and decided that we needed to try something else. So what I did is went completely opposite. I decided that I wanted to try something completely different. So I went to 5 in a row. And if you know either one of those curriculums, you know I went from one extreme all the way to the other extreme. And so it was, but let me show it to you. It's another really great program. I loved it. It's called 5 in a Row, or otherwise known as FIRE. And you pick a book from the library, or you purchase it, or a lot of them are maybe even be in your personal library. And the name of it's here, and it has just a ton of stuff that you can do to with that book. You read it on Monday, and then you do like science, and then you read it on Tuesday, and then you do math maybe, and then Wednesday is art day, and Thursday and Friday. So you read it 5 days in a row, which is why it's called 5 in a Row. And it's really a really unique and neat approach. But as you can see, there's no schedule. It gives you great ideas. So it says, okay, for social studies and history, try these things and just do whatever you like. And that, to me, it seemed like a relief at the time to not follow a schedule because I was so stressed out. But what I found out too is that I need something. This was too loose. Now we weren't getting anything done because I didn't know what to do. And it has a whole bunch of ideas, but you don't do them all. So I was kind of stressed out because I wanted to do them all. So I think I have a high stress level. I don't know. But we tried it for a little bit and decided that I needed to have a schedule. But now the kids are older, and they're in their reading, they're in their math, they're really in their studies. And so I created my own schedule, and I'd like to share that with you today. So let's go over what I do now. I realize that as far as the schedule goes, something that's too complicated and too strict is not for me. And then also something that is too relaxed, something that doesn't hold me accountable, is also not for me. So I have my schedules now in this very expensive $1.29 plastic folder. Okay. And I even wrote, actually look at the other side, schedules on the spine. Oh, see, with my Sharpie. And in the middle of my schedules is something that I did for the first time this year, is write out our goals, our homeschool goals as a whole for the whole school, and then also for each subject. And those are in this center portion. And then any other, some of the copies of the fronts of the curriculum books, so that I know what I'm supposed to be reading, so I don't have to keep referring, back to their books and stuff. So I have some copies in there that help me through the whole year. So I've only got 2 kids, so I put one set of schedules in the front for one kid and then the other one in the back. So what is in each schedule? Now, this is the bulk of it. This is just something that I typed up on like Microsoft Word, something like that. It's just a table. And I put the days of the week along the top. So over on the side is the subject heading, the days of the week, and then any other notes that I want for the kids. Now, it's not, all it basically does is helps keep the kids and I accountable on a daily basis. So they go through here, and some of it is kind of laid out. So if like IEW, we have to do, on the first day we do an outline, and then we turn our outline into a paragraph. So it doesn't say what exactly we need to do, what book, what page number, whatever. It has some flexibility built into it, but it tells them what they have to turn in every day. And all of the colored sheet, all the color pieces are the turn-ins. So we have, I don't know if you saw my other video, but the kids have to turn in their schoolwork to their dad at the end of every day. So they put all of their work into their backpacks, take it upstairs, and after dinner, their father checks it to make sure that they got everything done, and he checks it against here. So I try to make something to turn in almost every day for every subject for the kids. Sometimes it doesn't quite work, but for the most part, that way they have something to turn in. And then he gives them like little spending tiles that the kids then can use to get rewards at our school. So he goes through here, and if we look to make sure, so the kids use this as a way to get their school done. Now, here is a completed one. So my daughter went through this all week. She's a colorer. Usually it's actually a whole bunch of different colors, but like on Monday, she made sure that all of her school was done. And if you look closely too, there's no page numbers. Okay, and that allows the flexibility that I need in order to be able to get the work done. But if something were to come up, we're not progressing as fast. Maybe something really sparked our attention. We want to go do something else for a little bit. We're not super behind. We can easily just kind of pick up the next week where we left off and just keep right on running. So that was really what I was missing, was that flexibility. So being held accountable, but to be flexible. So just as far as how the schedule works, the top portion here is for Tapestry of Grace. You can see we're on week 21 with Tapestry of Grace, and they have 5 different aspects of Tapestry of Grace. They've got a reading, vocabulary, student pages, which are like their worksheets, maps, and a lap book. And these 4 things are things that they have to turn in. And typically there's plenty of things to be able to do to turn in something every day. And along my little note over here, it says, you must turn something in every day. So my daughter schedules out her reading for the week. So we'll just fill this down. So this was her little reading schedule for the week. She took her reading and laid it out. It didn't end up being perfect, but she kind of knew that, okay, if she did all this stuff every day, she'd get her reading done. And then she laid out, on Monday, I like to do my lap book. Tuesday, she's going to do her maps. Wednesday, she's going to do her lap book again because there's more than one thing. And just kind of filter it on down. So she created her own schedule, and it's just for the week. So, like I said, into next week's and stuff, it's not so laid out where you have to keep going back and redoing it and where you keep having to get behind. And then any supporting documentation also I put back behind. So Tapestry of Grace, again, has her reading schedules. Anything else that you think that would help them schedule, has any reading lists or whatever, I just attach it. And then they have all that information that they can review. And then also their dad knows what it is they're supposed to be reading because their reading schedule is back here. So he can look and make sure that, it's just kind of a second guess. Not a second guess, but a second check to make sure that they're getting all of the work done that they're supposed to get done. So there you have it in a quick nutshell about how we run our schedules. That is just strictly the homeschooling portion of it. That doesn't include our morning routine, our afternoon routine, anything. But one thing I do want to touch on with the schedules as far as homeschooling goes, I was having a hard time being successful at first, not only because of the homeschool schedule itself within those hours that we're supposed to be here, but also because there are so many wonderful things that you could be doing. I had once a week Bible study with the ladies up at church, scheduled for Tuesday mornings. And we were volunteering at another area, like at a farm, on another morning a week. And so we were trying to do all those things and trying to get school in. And I made the realization about 2 years ago, this is probably my third year with my realization, that I had to cut everything out in the mornings in order to make school successful for us. So mornings are no doctor's appointments unless it's so critical and there's no other choice. Then sometimes if you have an orthodontics emergency, you take what you can get. But pretty much for the most part, anything that we can schedule, we do not schedule anything for the mornings. So if we don't get our schoolwork done, sometimes I know that, okay, we're going to be tight on time. We make sure that the stuff that they need to work with me is done before noon, and then they can pack up in their backpacks anything that needs to be done, and they can do it on the way to someplace. It's not ideal, but it's better. And keeping those mornings to us every day of the week has been huge and has really made the choice. So one thing I like to tell people that are considering homeschooling is that they need to have a chunk of time, and they need to keep that chunk of time, and they need to fight for it because that chunk of time is ideal. Okay, so that's what I have for you today. Hopefully that answers some questions when it comes to homeschooling and schedules. In the future, I think I'll put on here too how we organize our day. We do have outside activities, and we do piano and karate and a few other activities. And I am a small business owner on top of all of this. So there is a lot of scheduling that has to be manipulated even around our homeschooling. So I'll post more on that too. So if you have any questions, please feel free to leave me a comment, and make sure too that you go down below and hit the subscribe button so that you can keep updated on the videos that I post. And thank you very much for watching, and God bless.